Hello guys, this is Tenlika. Welcome to Learning Ladder of C language. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about this pointers in the C language. Before we are moving to the pointer concept in C language, first we have to know how the variable values are stored in the memory locations. For our consideration, I am taking a small example that consider this block is a memory location. In this in this block, the sections are referred as an memory address locations. Let's take a small example that int I equal to 10. Once this initialization is done in the C program, directly this 10 is referred as a constant value and this I is said as a variable. So while the C compiler reads this command, automatically this 10 value will be stored in the memory location 10. So the I value will refer this 10 by referring the address of this 10 value, the address that where the 10 constant value is stored. So if suppose for this reason, if suppose I am doing any modulation to this I variable, suppose I am doing a modulation to the I variable in the sense the newly updated value will not be stored in the same memory location. It may store in different location. So now this I will refer to the newly updated constant value address. So for this reason, we are not getting any error if suppose we are using a similar variable name inside the block and outside the block. So the variable may be the same, but the memory locations where it address will be different. This is how the values are stored in the memory and how the variables are referred with the constant values. So by this we can have a conclusion that the updation value will not be stored in the same memory location. It may store in the different memory locations. Now let's see the pointer concept in C language. Here I am given a syntax that how the pointer variable is declared. So first we have to specify the data type, that data type of a pointer, followed by the star. Star refers that this variable is an pointer variable. After the star we have to give the pointer variable name and end with the semicolon. Before we are moving into the example, first we have to be clear with that the and refers as an address of the memory location in C language and the star referred value of the memory location in C language. Now let's move with the example. Here I am written a small program by using the pointer concept. In the first line I am declaring the data type, it is an int followed by star. Star refers that the variable is a pointer variable and the pointer variable is named as p, end with the semicolon. In the next line I am initializing an integer variable with the value 10 constant. After this I am storing an address of this I variable. As previously I said, this and referred as an address of a particular memory location. So here the this 10 value will be stored in some memory location which referred with an I. So this I gives an memory location of the particular constant value where it actually stored. So in printf statement I am going to print a pointer variable followed with the star. This why? Because this as previously specified, the star refers to the value of the memory location. So here in the previous step p holds the address of this I variable. So while declaring the star p, automatically C compiler knows that we are going to print a value that in the memory location which referred by p. So I am going to compile this. I am going to get 10 as a value. Now you have an doubt that I am saying about the memory address. How can I get the memory address where the values are stored? For this I am going to specify and. So here I am declaring the printf statement to print the address of this I variable. As previously said, this and refers to the address. So I variable holds the constant value 10. So by specifying that and I, it's going to return the address of the I variable where the 10 is stored. I'm going to compile. Let's see what we are going to get in output. So we are getting in output as an address. This address is referred with this I value. In the same address the value of 10 is stored. Here I am written an example for the for giving the clarity about this inner block declaration and outer declaration. So here I am using the same variable name I outside the block and the inside the block. So first printf statements will print an address of an I variable that we declare outside the block. In the second printf statement, I am going to print the address of the I variable which I am declaring the inside the block. Let's compile this program. Yeah, here we are getting a different address locations. This is how the C compiler is going to accept these two variables with a similar name. Even though we are declaring the two variables with the same name, we're not going to get any confusion that because this first I is not going to refer some other location. So this I second inner block I will going to refer some other location. So these two I's don't have any relationship between them. So hence the C compiler doesn't have any confusion between these two I variables. If suppose I am using to print the two I printf statements to print the address of an I variable, let's see what happened. We are getting the same memory address locations. So hence we can have an idea that suppose we are declaring a variable within the block, in the sense it's going to hold a single address. Suppose we are declaring a variable inside one and the outside one, then it's going to refer the different memory locations. Now let's see what happens if suppose I am printing a pointer variable without specifying the star operator. I'm going to compile this program. We are not getting any error. We are getting some memory address in the output screen. To understand this program, I have to explain here with this memory location example. Now let's see what happens internally. As I previously said, if suppose I am storing a constant value to an I variable, then the constant will be stored in the memory and this memory address will refer with this I variable. In the second statement, I am declaring a pointer variable, and the third step I am going to store the address of this I variable as previously declared. If suppose we take an example that address of an I variable is 203045. So this 20345 is stored in this P variable, pointer variable. So while the C compile encodes this command that P equal to address of I, directly going to store this 2 comma store this 20345 address location of this I in some other memory locations. So now this P variable will refer the address of this value where the 20345 memory address location is stored. So for this reason, we are getting, while we are printing and pointer variable without and star, it's going to give an address of the memory location where the address of this I variable is stored. So for this reason, we are getting an address of this memory address location. So we are getting 2350058 as an output. If suppose I need a value of an address location that P pointer holds, in the sense, then I have to declare a pointer variable before an P pointer variable pointer. Let's compile this. We are getting 10 in the output screen. Now let's see an example that if suppose what happens if suppose I am declaring an and before an pointer variable. I am going to compile this program. I am not getting any error. I am getting a same memory location which we are getting got in the previous program that we are not declared with a AND operator. This is why because by default the pointer variables are going to refer the address memory location of the values where it is stored. So it is not a need to given explicitly that it is an address. So that's all about the pointer concept in C language. In next tutorial, let's see in deep about this pointer variables. What are the applications we can do with this pointer variable. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to get alert for the next tutorial video.